What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Neo God Goku. Why don't you go ahead and say hi for a second? Because
hello, everybody.
You're new to my channel. So me and Neo God Goku met originally at it was Comic-Con, right? Was it Comic-Con?
It was Comic-Con, yeah.
Yeah, and
a couple months ago.
You gave me and Afro the hands, and then we just kind of formed this like rivalry.
Please.
We've been playing a lot of Xenoverse's beta and stuff like that, but that's beside the point. Point is, Neo God Goku is awesome. If you want to check his channel and all this stuff, you can check all that in the description below. Now, what we're talking about today is damage scaling, and this is probably it's going to be a very foreign concept to a lot of you guys because not everybody here has played a lot of hardcore fighting games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and stuff like that. But Neo, why don't you go ahead and just kind of explain what damage scaling is real quickly so people know what we're going to be talking about.
So pretty much how this works, if anybody's played like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Injustice, they would know that if they tried to do the same combo over and over again, it wouldn't do as much as you did when you first did the string. So pretty much how it would work is you do like a 10-piece combo, right? And then you do it again, but the next 10 piece that connects to the 20, it wouldn't be doing as much damage. So the longer the hits go on, the less damage you take. And I think that what that does for the game is it makes things a hell of a lot more fair, especially if you're topping it off with an ultimate or a super. And so I think that that's something Xenoverse has really lacked in like Xenoverse 1 and now in Xenoverse 2.
They don't do it at all. I don't think Dragon Balls have ever had damage scale. I mean, if you see the gameplay in the background right here, we just recorded, the whole idea of the gameplay that we did is in the beginning you just see Neo doing, he hits the stamina break on me and then just does a combo and tops it off with a Kamehameha. That literally takes my entire health. Now, if this was any other fighting game, let's say Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat,
it wouldn't have worked.
Exactly. Let's say that exact same combo maybe would have taken my first health total or something like that, or somewhere around there in a game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. And again, the only reason they do that is so you can't necessarily abuse infinites and stuff like that. In fact, speaking of infinite hit combos have always been kind of a thing in Dragon Ball games ever since the Budokai days, especially with Goku. They give him as many infinites as possible. And,
the man.
And a lot of people say, well, that's part of the game. Yeah, I mean, it's part of the game. It's built in. It was never really patched. But it's an exploit. That's really it. It is an exploit. If you can do an ultimate, not ultimate, but a combo on somebody that you can keep going without them being able to get out, that's an exploit. In a situation like, let's say, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, Neo, what happens if I try to get an ultimate, or not an ultimate, I keep saying ultimates. What would happen in a game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat if I try to get an infinite on you?
Oh man, if you try to do the same combo more than once, you're gonna get pushed back.
Exactly, you get knocked back. It gives me room to breathe as a player. So it's like, okay, this person's trying to do an infinite. Pause. It's like a ref jumping in the middle of a fight. Like, okay, break it up. You're doing infinites. And the idea is for fighting games to implement these systems so you can't really abuse that. And with a game like Xenoverse right now, I feel like due to the standard break system, almost any character in the game, if not every character, can pull off some sort of infinite. And because of that, patching every single character would be kind of, it could mess the game up in a way.
A task, a very crazy task.
It's also a very crazy task. But there's even a better fix. And that fix is to introduce, damage scaling. So in a situation like this, the way it would work is as you're doing more damage in like an infinite hit combo, for example, it starts doing less and less damage. So it kind of like, balances the match out so it doesn't end in 10 seconds. I mean, there's a fight that me and Neo did in this video that you can see that ended, I believe it was like 30 seconds. And you yourself said that Xenoverse 2 is turning into a stamina break system where it's like whoever can get the stamina break first basically
can win the game.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
And the longer combos become longer and longer, the more damage that should be dealt should decrease, or the more hits that are dealt to the opponent should decrease the longer and longer the combos go.
Now,
and it's like giving a 10-piece meal at Popeyes and giving your money back. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't happen.
Right. Now, a stamina break system is necessarily a bad implementation of a new feature. Like, the feature is great. It's awesome. It will change up the fight system completely. But at the same time, it still does need work. And if you implement damage scaling, it can kind of balance it out better in the long run. Because, like, for example, like, let's say there's damage scaling in a situation, this fight that you watch in the background. Again, instead of me dying and basically you one combo because my stamina was broken, what would happen is maybe he would do, instead of a whole bar, maybe like 3/4. So it's not a big difference, but it's enough of a difference to make it so it gives me a chance to come back and do something else. But another thing I want to talk about is ultimates. And by the way, everything in this video this is kind of just going to be a topic of discussion that we want to see what the community thinks. So it's not more like, hey, this needs to happen. It's more of a, do you want this to happen? So what I want people
We want to see what you guys think.
Yeah. Now, I do know a lot of you guys did not play the hardcore fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, everything else that's out there. Because it's like a lot of people a lot of people have preferences. But I've played a lot of Street Fighter. Actually, Neo, do you want to give your background real fast of your experience with like Mortal Kombat? Because you actually have kind of a backstory with that.
A little bit of a resume, yes. Well, actually, I played Mortal Kombat pretty professionally or semi-professionally out here in LA. I used to go to a lot of underground tournaments, and I participated in 2 of the ESL tournaments in Comic-Con in 2015, and both of which I won. And so, I'm really familiar with fighting games. I played Street Fighter a little bit, not as extensively as I did Mortal Kombat, but, I have a sense of how basically every fighting game works.
Right.
And all of them share the same fundamentals.
Exactly.
And something that you'll see in every single fighting game, every single game, really, even UMVC 3, you're going to see damage scaling, duration, every game. And Xenoverse is the only one that does not have that.
Yeah, and it's funny, to those who play a lot of Street Fighter, for example, you'll notice that if you do certain combos, like let's say Ryu, if you do Ryu's combos and top it off like let's say a super, like a Hadouken or something, like his ultimate or super attack, you'll notice it does less damage, and that's the exact same concept. And again, the whole idea is they don't want the match to end off of one combo, and these systems literally exist to make the fight more fair. So, to those watching this video, who would love to see damage scaling as a thing? If you're interested in seeing how it works, if you're like, down for, I guess, a more balanced system, then I guess let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But another thing I actually want to toss out too, and this is something you and I talked off camera as well, is the amount of damage the ultimates do. Because in one of these matches against you, I got lucky and I pulled off a supernova and it killed you.
You whooped my butthole.
Well, ultimates,
it sucked.
Yeah, ultimates I believe should do a lot of damage because, like, let's be real now, in a series especially, every time Goku did his Spirit Bomb or a Kamehameha, I mean, we'll never forget.
You die.
Yeah, I'll never forget the Kamehameha that Goku did against Cell. Like, he blew him up. Like, that should do a lot of damage. And of course, the Spirit Bomb against Frieza, they do a lot of damage. Now,
big mega attacks. Yeah,
I partially believe that ultimates at certain times do a lot of damage. I mean, there's some that are more balanced, like for example the full power energy blast volley, which only does, I believe, about 30% of your health, which is like not the entire bar, it's not half the bar, but it's like a good amount. If you combo that in and fire, you'll do about that much damage. But then you have ultimates like the Supernova, which is slower to pull off, but if you pull it off, it basically kills your opponent.
It's like 100%, you're dead.
Yeah, it did an entire health bar against you. So
everything.
What I was also going to suggest, or I guess see what you guys think, is do you think that ultimates should do less damage, but not like ridiculously less damage, but just less damage? So, for example, in a situation like the Supernova, right now Supernova does, I believe, a full bar and then about a quarter, I think, somewhere around there. I would suggest that Supernova, an attack like that, should do maybe 3/4 instead, or maybe even a bar.
Cut it down. I mean, it's a big attack. I mean, it doesn't have to do as much as or as little as a energy blast volley, but definitely a little bit more. But it should not be as much as it is now. It's ridiculous.
Again, ultimates should do a lot of damage because that's how the series was. But at the same time, what you don't want to run into is for example, like Neo, you were whooping my ass that entire fight, and then I got lucky, got a stamina break off.
You killed me.
And I killed
me.
Yeah. I mean,
off screen, we're doing this again. I'm mad.
Great, you've been exposed, my own video. No, but
you can't throw it up. Edit it out. I want this.
Hit that out. That's not even me. That was an alternate account. No, but the whole idea is like I'm looking at Xenoverse 2 as more a fighting game, just because it's implementing a lot of more balanced and fair systems that Xenoverse 1 didn't have, as well as previous Dragon Ball games. And I feel like the one thing now that can be looked at, and again, this is based on what the community thinks, is how, number one, damage scales, we do combos, and like I said, the way it works is right now, this is how it works right now. If I do a square combo, every hit does 100% damage, of what that attack is supposed to do. What it should do, like any end of the fighting game, the way it works is as you're doing more, it reduces the damage. So it'll go like 100%, 100%, 100%, 90%, 90%, 80%, 80%, 70%, 70%. So it just slightly reduces. It's not like a big reduce. It just slightly reduces it so it doesn't kill you in one combo. So again, a situation like with Neo, when you did that combo in the beginning of the video against me, and basically
infinite chain.
Yes. Yeah, you did the infinite chain and then ended it with a Kamehameha. That left me with no health. But
pretty much.
Yeah. But the way it would have worked with, let's say, if damage scaling was in place, instead of taking my entire life, basically, it would just take, say, about a little bit more than a full health bar. So it's like, it didn't completely kill me yet. It gives me a chance to come back, but like, it still did a decent amount of damage that felt satisfying. So does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And so for all you Z hitters out there hitting those 100, hit combos, you're not going to be doing 100% of the damage doing that. It's going to tap out at a certain point. It's going to scale it off, make things more fair. So when your opponent can make a comeback and come back and whoop some booty hole too. So I mean, let's try to see if that can happen.
Yeah. So I guess in the comment section below, let us know your thoughts on the whole damage scaling idea. Is it horrible? Is it good? You want to try it out? And we can kind of discuss it. And if the whole community just says no, keep it as this, then we'll keep it as is. But we just kind of want to toss this out there because I know actually 47 made a video about this too, and I want you guys to go check out his video. It's in the description below, where he kind of shows off damage scaling, compares it to other games as well. If you want to watch that too, that's actually where I found out about this. And then you and I briefly talked about it this past weekend as well. But just kind of think about it and let us know what you guys think, and then from there we can make a decision whether or not we want to ask Bandai to kind of make this better or just leave it as is. So yeah,
time to take Xenoverse to the best of the best fighting games.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
I was going to ask you, do you want to add anything else before we end this?
No, I just basically I hope that in the future that the Xenoverse games and all the other installments that are going to happen with DBZ basically are taken to the next level, and they get better and better, and that we can hopefully one day see a Dragon Ball Z game at EVO. That's my dream.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean,
hoping.
Yeah, it's still a long way to go in terms of what will make Xenoverse the perfect competitive game compared to games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, but it's possible. It is very possible.
Who knows?
Yeah.
As the ultimate fighting show, it should be the ultimate fighting game.
I agree. Completely agree. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so like I said, let us know your thoughts. Leave a like rating below if you enjoyed the video. And I guess from there, check out Neo God Goku. All stuff is linked in the description below. And I guess we'll see you guys in the comments. This is going to be a fun one to discuss. So we'll spend some time talking to you guys down below. So yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the comment section below.
Peace.